All right, we're down here at the PPCC track. We're gonna do our workout for the day, a hard mile. All right, this is gonna start off with my favorite, 10 burpees. Following that will be a 100-meter run, followed by 10 squats, another 100-meter run, 10 push-ups, another 100-meter run, 10 sit-ups, and the last 100-meter run. For those of you at home who are good at math, you might have just realized we just ran a quarter mile. We've got 4 rounds of this today, so we're gonna do a hard mile. All right, let's go ahead and get started with our warm-up. All right, one of the things we need to keep in mind for warm-ups, good 5-minute general warm-up. This can be running, jogging, jump rope, anything that's gonna help you get your heart rate started. I'm gonna go ahead and get started now. All right, now that we've got our 3 to 5 minute warm up, our heart rate's a little bit elevated, we're about ready to start our exercise. We're gonna do some dynamic movements. We're gonna do leg swings forward. We're gonna do 10 on the right, we're gonna do 10 on the left. All right, here we go. And we'll do 10 on the left side. I'm using the truck door as balance. You don't necessarily need to find something to hold on to. Sometimes you do. So find whatever works for you. All right, now we're gonna do lateral leg swings. For this one, we just wanna be able to move our legs out to each side as much as the range of motion is going to allow. For these, I'm gonna turn and face the vehicle just because I do, like I said, need something to hold on to maintain balance. We're gonna do the same 10 on the right, 10 on the left. All right. Okay, 10 on the left. All right, now that we finished with our leg exercises, we're gonna move into the hips. We're gonna open up our hips with some hip circles. I'm gonna do 10 clockwise, 10 counterclockwise. For the sake of everybody viewing at home, we're only gonna do a couple because this is gonna be a little uncomfortable for both of us. All right, hands are gonna go on the hips. We're gonna start in a clockwise rotation. And we're just gonna rotate our hips, making sure that you kind of feel for any sore spots and just kind of keep that in mind. All right, following our hip circles, we're going to do some arm rotations. We're going to start with 10 to the front and 10 going backwards. Here we go, try not to hit anything. All right, 10 will go forward, 10 to the rear. All right, after our rotations, we're going to do some cross arm action as well. Give yourself a big old pat on the back. All right, and that's gonna take us through our dynamic warm-ups. Next up, we're gonna do some sport-specific movement drills, kind of get ourselves warmed up and ready for the specific movements that are in this exercise. All right, see you in a second. All right, after we're done with our dynamic warm-up, we're gonna move into a little bit more of our sport-specific. Since the exercises we have in our workout today involve push-ups, squatting, and sit-ups, we're gonna warm up into those movements with a little bit of incline push-ups. We're gonna do some seated squats, and then practice with some crunches. Just get our core warmed up, our upper body ready to do some pushing, and our lower body ready for some squatting. All right, these are also good scales. If any of those movements are a little bit too difficult, we can always move into doing our push-ups from our knees. And then there's always 100 different ways to scale a squat. But these are also good ways to kind of warm up into the movements before we start our exercise. All right, so I'm going to start off with 2 sets of 5 repetitions each, just to get myself into the pattern of movement. All right, we're going to start off with our incline push-up. Making sure we keep those elbows nice and close to the body. Keep our shoulders protected. 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, for our seated squat, we're just going to find a place that we can sit down to, so that way we can take a little bit of the load off our knees before we get started. All right, so I've selected the bench as low as it'll go, and I'm just going to perform that squat to the seat and then back up again 5 times, and we're going to do this whole thing 2 times through. All right, here we go. Arms are going to come out in front of us for counterbalance. We're going to start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, now that we've warmed up our push-ups and our squat, it's time to warm up those sit-up muscles. We're going to warm up with some crunches. All right, knees will be bent. Arms are going to be in front of our chest, and we're just going to worry about sitting up to the point where our shoulder blades come off the ground. We're going to do 5 of these, again, doing 2 sets total. All right, now that we're done with our sport-specific warm-up, we're going to review our movements that we're going to be using in today's workout. All right, for informational purposes, I'm going to assume that everybody knows how to run. For those of you who don't, that's a left foot followed by a right foot, followed by a left foot, followed by, again, a right foot, conducted at a high rate of speed, all right? Okay, next thing we're gonna review is our burpees. There's a lot of different ways to do burpees. For our sake, for what we're talking about today, we're just gonna worry about a nice simple burpee. Both hands are gonna go down to the ground. We're gonna jump back or step back with our feet, lower ourselves down into a push-up position, making sure that our chest and thighs contact the ground. Push ourselves up. We're gonna step or hop back with our legs and fully extend at the top. Nice little hop, make sure that we've got our hips open at the top. All right, I'm gonna demo that 2 different ways. One being the step back, lower yourself, step back in, full extension at the top, or the more dynamic and more challenging version being hop back, hop in, and hop up. All right, the next movement we're gonna work on is our squat. This one's pretty self-explanatory. I want you to go as low as you can without losing any of your form. If you're feeling unstable, if you're feeling any sharp pains in your knees or in your core or anywhere else, go ahead and modify your movement as needed. All right, for this one, it's pretty simple. Arms are gonna come out in front of us to counterbalance, and we're just gonna squat as low as possible while maintaining good form. All right, the next movement we have in our workout is gonna be push-ups. For push-ups, I really wanna make sure that you guys are keeping your elbows in as close to the body as you can, help protect your shoulder, as well as recruit a whole host of new muscle fibers, all right? So for this one, we're just gonna come down to the ground. One modification for push-ups would be to do them from your knees. I'm gonna go ahead and demonstrate from the full push-up. Our elbows are gonna come back and stay in line with the body as we go down. You'll notice I keep my head up and looking off into the distance. That prevents us from keeping our head down and shortening the range of motion or causing some curvatures in the spine. All right. The final movement we have for today is going to be our sit-up. There's a lot of different ways to do sit-ups, but we're just going to keep it simple. Feet are going to stay on the ground. You can either do a traditional sit-up with your hands interlocked behind your head and doing a full range sit-up this way, or you can do a butterfly sit-up if you don't have somebody there to hold your feet, and especially if you're a hip dominant sit-up person, right? Butterfly sit-up, we're just gonna put the soles of our feet together. We're gonna let our knees flop open. This is gonna help mute the hips just a little bit, force a little bit more of that work into the core, all right? For this one, again, hands are gonna come behind the head, and we're gonna do our sit-up. All right. we're ready to go. All right, so we're finished with our warm-ups. We're ready to start our workout. All right, final review before we 3, 2, 1, go. We're gonna start with 10 burpees. We're gonna run our 100-meter run. We're gonna do 10 squats. We're gonna run 100 meters. We're gonna do 10 push-ups. We're gonna run 100 meters and then finish it off with 10 sit-ups and another 100 meters. All right, we're gonna do that whole thing 4 times through. Should equal out to a mile if you've done it right. All right, here we go. Let's get ready. All right, folks, here we go. We're starting in 3, 2, 1, 10 burpees. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, 10 squats, here we go. 10 push-ups, here we go. 2, 3, 10 sit-ups, here we go. 10
squats. Here we go. Here we go, 10 push-ups. Here we go, 10 sit-ups. There we go, 10 push-ups. Here we go. Set up time again. Last burpees. Here we go.
hope that was 10.
Last round of squats, here we go. All right, almost done. Almost done. Here we go. Last set. Last set of push-ups. Here we go. Here we go. Last set of push, or last set of sit-ups.
All right, and that's the hard mile. Thanks for joining us. Hopefully it's got you outside. A little bit of exercise, a little bit of movement's good for us all, especially given the state of things right now with the beer flu going on. A lot of us are stuck indoors. And it's nice every once in a while when the weather's holding up and cooperating to just get outside and move your bodies, all right? After your workout, it's really good for you. This would be a good time for you to take a couple of laps walking. Just let your heart rate come back down. Now would be a good time for any of those static stretches that you may need, calves, quadriceps, hamstring stretches. Go ahead and get those in during your cool down, as opposed to during our warm-ups. We don't want to do a whole lot of static stretching during our warm-up. Let's go ahead and get your stretches in now. Otherwise, that's all the time we got for today. Remember, stay safe, stay healthy, both in mind and body, and wash your nasty hands. All right, we'll see you around the gym. Later.